Hi everyone. I recently bought a brand new MacBook Air and I'm really excited to get my dev environment set up on it. One of the tools that I use all the time is Git for tracking changes in files and GitHub for pushing those files and their changes up into the cloud for backing up my work or collaborating or just sharing public work with the world. So I need to get started with Git and GitHub on this fresh MacBook Air. And I'm going to record the steps that I take to do this so that you can follow along with a fresh install of Git, perhaps on a MacBook as well, or perhaps on Windows. I'll highlight the key differences. So let's get started. First, some prereqs. You're going to want to make sure that you have Git installed. So this MacBook actually already came with Git installed, so I didn't need to do anything. I open up terminal, type Git, press enter. Looks like Git is recognized as a command. If it's not recognized or you're on Windows and it's not coming with Git, then head over to Google and search for download Git and download install Git. On Windows, you might need to add where Git was installed to your path system environment variable so that you're able to type Git at your PowerShell or command prompt and run the Git command. All right, so that's the first step. Make sure Git is installed and that you can run it from command line. Next, I'm going to be using an editor called VS Code. What editor you use for this tutorial, so to speak, is up to you. I'm going to be doing everything first from command line using the integrated terminal in VS Code. And then I'll do everything again using the VS Code graphical user interface or GUI tools. VS Code has this really nice source control tab over here where you can just click away to do some basic work with Git. And then the final step is to create a GitHub account if you don't already have one and sign in to GitHub. So you can see I'm signed in here. Perfect. So those are the three prerequisites in order to follow along. So let's go back to terminal and I'm going to CD to the desktop and I'm going to make a directory that will become my local Git repository. I'm going to call this directory Hello World Personal GitHub. Then this Hello World Personal GitHub, I will open up in VS Code so it is my current working directory. So I can open up the project file explorer here, hit open folder, I can go file, open folder, or a lot of times when you first open VS Code, there's a welcome page here and it has a prompt for you to open a folder. So let me go over to my desktop and open Hello World Personal GitHub. And now I'm going to make a file in this folder. So this can be any file. I'm just going to make a simple main.py, but you can make a text file or whatever you'd like. And you can do that however you'd like. So I'm still got my Explorer open. I see the Hello World Personal GitHub is the current working directory of VS Code, and I'm going to hit new file. I could also hit new file here. Awesome. I'm going to save this. I already have the Python extension installed. That's why I can see this little play button here in order to run it. If you don't have the Python extension installed and you want to install it, just head over to extensions and search for the Microsoft Python extension right here. Okay, looks like we have a file, and now back to the Git stuff. So I'm going to open a terminal in VS Code. So I'm going to do this with a keyboard shortcut, essentially terminal, new terminal. And all the commands that I'm going to run here, I could also CD into Hello World Personal GitHub from this terminal and run them here. It doesn't matter where I run them. All right, so the first thing I need to do is make this local folder into a Git repository. So I run git init. It says initialize empty Git repository. Awesome. Now I'm going to add main.py to the staging area. And before I run git commit, because this is a fresh install of Git, I'm going to need to run git config and set some authorship parameter values, namely user name and user email. So these two values are required by Git in order to make a commit, and they're typically loaded from a git config file. So if I do ls ~dot and hit tab, this is going to show me all of the hidden files and folders in my home directory. And I'm looking for a .git config file, and I don't see it here. So that means that I don't have a git config file, and I don't have a user name or user email saved. So before I run my first commit command, I'm going to set up my username and user email. So this is going to be git config -- global user.name, put in my name here in double quotes. And then I'm going to do this again, but for email. Note that the username and user email here do not have to match your GitHub. This is just authorship information for commits that you make on this machine. So now I'm going to run that ls command again, or ls ~dot, and hit tab. And now you can see right here, there is a git config file. Right there. It's been created. And if I actually go look at this file, here are the contents. These are the values that I just set for the username and user email. I should be good now to run git commit -m and put in a commit message. Looks like it was successful. Now what I'm going to do is head over to GitHub and create a repository. I'm going to call this Hello World Personal GitHub. I don't have to have my local repository, my repository name match, but I like to have them match. It's easy for me to keep track of things. I'm going to leave it public, and I'm not going to check any boxes to add README files, git ignores, or licenses. So I'm just going to hit create. Fantastic. I'm going to make sure that HTTPS is selected here, and I'm going to copy the URL for this remote repository and head over to VS Code, and I'm going to add this remote. Git remote add, give an alias for the remote, typically just call it origin, but you can name whatever you'd like, and I'm going to paste the URL. Now I'm going to attempt to push my main.py and my initial commit up to this remote. So I'm going to do git push -u to set the upstream, origin, and then I need to give the name of the branch on the remote that I want to push to, and I'm going to enter in main. Now, because I'm doing this in the integrated terminal, VS Code wants to do some authentication work with GitHub to essentially bypass me having to enter in my username and password, but I want to show you how to do that. So I'm actually going to hit cancel, and what's going to happen is Git is going to prompt me for my username. And because I'm in VS Code, this is popping up as kind of a nice little text field up here in the graphical user interface. If I were to do this from command line, then it would be showing up over here in terminal. So I'm actually going to hit escape to cancel. And I'm going to run this same command outside of VS Code so you can see what it looks like in plain terminal. So it's all in text space here, username, and it's asking me for my username. So you can do it in either spot. It's going to work the same. So what I'm going to do is enter in gsprint23. That's my username. And then it's probably for my password. And this is not actually my GitHub password. GitHub doesn't allow passwords for authenticating via the API in Git. Anymore, you have to use what are called personal access tokens. So let me hop over to GitHub and show you how to make a personal access token. So I'm going to open a new tab, go to github.com, click on my profile in the upper right, go down to settings. I'm in my profile settings, scroll all the way down to the left side until I see developer settings. personal access tokens, and I'm gonna hit tokens classic. In the upper right-hand side, I'm gonna hit generate a new token, classic for general use. And I'm gonna make a note here about what this personal access token is gonna be used for. And I will write here something like personal access token for 13-inch MacBook Air. Expiration, up to you what you want to set. I'm going to do no expiration and ignore this warning not to do this. And for scopes, all I need is the repo scope, so I can use this personal access token to access and modify my repositories. I'll hit generate token. You should treat this personal access token like a password, like an API key. Make sure that you store it securely. Once you leave this page, you won't be able to access it again. Just a heads up. So I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to switch to a different tab here. So if I come back to Google Chrome, I'm not just showing my personal access token. I only have to blur that out in one spot. Okay, so back over to Terminal. Terminal's waiting for my personal access token. I paste it with Command V on Mac, Control V on Windows. Notice that I don't see any characters typing. That's why I wanted to show you it here in Standard Terminal, not in the Graphical User Interface VS Code tools. It's okay, nothing showed up, but I know I pasted it. I press enter, and it looks like we were successfully able to push to a main branch on GitHub. So let's go to GitHub and refresh that repository. Yay, it's there. Looks like everything worked. Fantastic. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through this again. And this time I'm going to use the graphical user interface tools in VS Code. So if you're good with the terminal, then go ahead and stop the video. If you want to see this again with the VS Code GUI tools, then stick around. So here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to delete this repository that I just pushed to. Okay, then I'm going to do an ls-al. There's that .git hidden folder that was created when I ran git init. I'm going to delete that to essentially move this local repository back to being a standard folder on my Mac. I confirm that it's gone. This is just a plain old folder. Okay, let's go through this again. So this time I'm going to go over here to the source control tab, and it says this folder is not a Git repository. Do you want to initialize one? Yes. So this is like running git init. And now VS Code is going to be working with Git to track all the changes in my files. In fact, it was doing that after I ran git init from command line before, but we didn't have this source control tab open, so we couldn't easily see everything that it was showing us. So first and foremost, it says there are some changes in main.py. We have this untracked file. Okay, untracked means we haven't added it to the staging area, so Git's not tracking it. So let's say I want to add it to the staging area. I can hit this plus sign here to stage changes. And now let's say I want to make a commit. So I'm going to type in initial, hit commit, and notice that I didn't have to enter in my credentials for my username and user email. Those are still stored in my git config file, that .git in the home folder. So if you hadn't set those before, they may be automatically configured for you, or you'll get an error message saying, hey, you need to go set those. And those are the same commands that we ran earlier. Okay, these ones right here. Git config --global user.email and user.name. Okay, so that's not different from the first approach, all command line, to the second approach using the VS Code GUI tools. You still need to do that step. Okay, and now it's prompting me, do you want to publish this branch? Yes, I do. So I have two options here. One is I can finally let VS Code connect to GitHub so I can create GitHub repositories inside of VS Code. If you'd like to do that, you're more than welcome to hit allow here and enable that feature. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new repository and then copy the URL and make the connection graphically in VS Code, but not allow VS Code to create a repository for me. So let's do hello world personal GitHub again. Copy the URL, and then back in VS Code on the source control panel, I'm going to hit the three dots here and go down to remote, add remote, and it says provide URL or pick a source. So I have a URL, I'm going to paste it, add remote from URL, give it a name, origin, and now I can hit publish branch. If you had multiple remotes, you can go to the three dots and go to pull push and then push to, and it will prompt you to enter in the name or the alias for the remote that you want to push to. All right, let's refresh. Looks like we were successful. So just to recap, this was a brand new MacBook. I hadn't made any Git commits and I hadn't pushed to GitHub yet on it. And we went through all of the steps in order to make that happen. There are a lot of ways to do it, as you can see, especially with VS Code wanting to connect to GitHub. But I tried to show you the more, manual kind of fine-grained control approach using the terminal and a personal access token for authentication. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope everything worked on your end. Happy coding!